Live from Wisconsin, it's Cardinal Pens TV.
Welcome to Cardinal Pens TV, episode number 1. Today, Friday, August 15th, 2025.
Today, we recap our new website, updates on personal life after closing Anderson Pens, pens in the news, a focus on some vintage pens, a tale from Brian's workshop, a helpful pro tip, and a wild pen adventure.
So, Lisa.
Oh, no.
So the other day, we go about 4 days a week. We go for a walk around the neighborhood,
Yes.
and we're trying to get some exercise. And it's a nice little walk. And the other day, I was looking outside, and I said, you were at work. I thought I'm going to take a little short walk to kind of clear my head. And I spotted. Are you ready for this? I spotted an albino Dalmatian.
So he's now a Dalmatian?
It was the least I could do.
Oh, my God. So, our darling daughter, Lindsay, is behind the scenes, and as usual, forgot to turn the light on.
Oh! There we go.
There we go.
Well, it's okay, because I do that on Twitch like about 1 out of 5 days. I forget to turn the thing on.
So, hey, everybody. Little bit of a website update. At the end of the episode, we are going to launch, we meaning Brian, are going to launch the website live and click go. So stay tuned for that. But this way, you have to pay attention to us.
I'll let you know when I hit the button, and hopefully it works. Fingers crossed.
Cross fingers. Be gentle. So, life update. Quick recap. TLDR. Too long. Didn't read. We got sued. We closed our company. We filed for bankruptcy, both company and personal. Brian, and that was January through April. Brian handled the physical closing of the retail stores, selling off the remaining fixtures and all of that to pay all of our final bills, taxes, payroll, and all that. I worked for our accountant from January through April, and that was really perfect. If I had just been home, I think we would have driven each other crazy. And it was really a stressful time. So it was good that we were not together 24/7 while finalizing all of that. Yeah. Then in March, my stepfather died. And then I went home to New York in May for 3 weeks to help my mom, to go to the memorial service and help my mom clean out the house that they'd lived in for 45 years. And came back with a very full car, including a couple things my mom was sure I was not going to fit in the car.
I was impressed. But I shouldn't have been, because the number of pen shows we've been to, with how you have shoved things into the back of various vehicles that we've owned.
Tetris Queen right here.
Yeah, she's got it.
So I came back from New York and then started a job at a local optometrist. Very, very interesting. I really like the job. I'm the receptionist. It's nice to be a meaningful cog in somebody else's wheel. But I have weekends off. So after 15 years of working every single Saturday, including...
Was it 15 years?
15 years.
I thought it was 10.
Well, we had the store since...
It's 15 years.
15 years, yeah. Of working every single solitary Saturday, one way or another. We have 3-day weekends in the summer with my job. Yeah. And even in the rest of the year, we have 2.5-day weekends. So we are loving the new schedule.
Did you, you know what I did on my first Saturday off after apparently 15 years?
What?
My first Saturday off, I rode my bike for like 8 hours.
Oh my, yes, that was the dumbest thing. It was like 100 miles. The man is a crazy man.
It was 100 miles. It was over 100 miles.
Brian is on Twitch most weekdays.
Yeah, so the schedule has been Monday through Friday, but we're revising that now. Obviously, we would be getting ready to stream on Twitch right now. So Fridays are out. Mondays are tentative right now. We're just going to have to play it by ear to see how it is. But it'll definitely be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 2 to 5 p.m. Central. Maybe we can squeeze Mondays in, but
Yep.
yeah, it's the Brian Anderson on Twitch, and we do pen repair
So,
and have general tomfoolery.
while I'm at work. There you go. We've also been doing antiquing on the weekends and all sorts of crazy pen adventures that we'll share over the coming episodes. So that's what our life has been like since closing Anderson Pens. And now in the news.
In the news.
There you go.
Do you want me to read this?
Sure.
We haven't done this in like 7 months, so we're back in the spotlight, all new way, no store, no employees, sort of. Lindsay's a volunteer, I guess. Starting from scratch, enjoying the freedom to reimagine every aspect of our next few decades.
We had all sorts of crazy ideas and crazy offers when we first announced that we were going to close Anderson Pens.
Including moving out of state.
Yeah, so on, I think in the email that maybe some of you have received, we mentioned that we had all sorts of ideas from crazy to boring. Crazy including moving out of state. We had an offer to go work for another retailer. We had some conversations with some distributors. We thought about retiring, but we're too young and too broke. And I wouldn't know what to do with myself.
I'd probably fix pens and do it on Twitch.
You
That's
probably
what
would, yeah.
what I would do. Yeah.
So we thought long and hard about what we were going to do. But it's been fun to just start from scratch in many ways because you get to rethink how you want to do things. So
We should probably do this next.
Yes.
We're going out of order in the script already. It's on page 2,
well,
so we're
that's
out
how
of
we
order.
roll.
Why Cardinal pens? I guess that's the first thing we should have
Yeah,
done.
so where'd the name come from? Part of it is that we are not allowed to ever be Anderson
Anything.
We can't be Anderson stationers, we can't be Anderson pens, we can't be Anderson paper, we can't be Anderson anything. And so if you think about your usernames, your Facebook name or your Instagram or your YouTube name, if you couldn't use your name, what would you be? And so we went through agonizing weeks of crazy ideas. You know, what do you want it to? You want it to mean something. It's got to be easy to spell. It's got to be easy to say. It can't be offensive. It can't be too weird. You know, we thought about legacy and heritage, and you know, what do we want? Cheesy things, and
you drive down the street, you pick every street sign in every business, and then you put pens after it.
Right, and we didn't want it to be location specific, so we didn't want Appleton Pens, and that was also way too close to Anderson Pens, and I know that I would screw that up. So we wanted something completely different, start fresh, and the Cardinal bird, in our old house, we had a lovely backyard, and we used to have cardinals in the backyard.
My Facebook profile picture has had a cardinal in it for 15 years. So.
And the cardinal is something special to Brian and his mom, kind of in memory of your dad.
Yeah, I remember my dad.
And the cardinal also has some really great symbolism that resonated with us. And so
it's a pretty bird.
It's a pretty bird. And it doesn't have a horrible song or noise. Like some birds just have terrible chirps or whatever. So we kind of settled on that and then sat with it for a while. And then we kept seeing cardinals when we would go antiquing. It's like they were popping out to say, hey, we're here, good name. We'd see signs for other companies, like there's a Cardinal air conditioning somewhere or something like that.
Down in Madison or something, so.
And so we just decided, and then, of course, you know, you'll have a Cardinal for a logo or something, and it just really kind of worked for us.
There was absolutely was nothing better than it. I don't
Yeah,
I think it was the absolute best name there was. And of course, all the domains and everything was pretty much available, so that's a bonus. You know. So anyway, so there's that. Should we talk about pens?
Yes, let's talk about pens because
I've got pens.
We kind of stepped back from everything. We needed some time off, but we didn't really get away from pens.
No.
So we,
Not really.
after we closed, people still reached out about, well, I've got pens to consign. You guys are the place to go, and I still need a pen fixed. Do you do repairs? And so Brian's been doing pen repair and found a lot of customers that way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why don't you
Well, we got
off-
this here.
Oh, yeah,
You're
that
gonna-
first.
So it's in the news. We're
news,
already
sorry.
out of sync.
We'll get there, folks.
So this
Bear
is reasonably new.
This is damn pretty.
This is the TWSBI
This
Eco in Serpentine bronze, and it is, just when you thought that TWSBI was going to run out of ideas, and I kind of thought that for a while. They've come out with every. Well,
I have faith in Philip.
I do have faith in Philip, but the solid colors, there's only so many you can have.
Right.
There was like the Heat, which was really close to another one. I forget what the name of it was. And now he's starting to do these marbled versions. Like
So
the Amazonite
pretty.
was one,
Yep.
and then the Serpentine bronze, and then playing around with different trims.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
And I think this one's a real winner. This kind of a green and white and black marbled, and the bronze trim really sets it off.
It does.
Really
It does.
well. Of course, it's your standard Eco, but
You said something kind of snarky earlier.
well, we're not gonna talk about that. I don't think we need to talk.
right.
It's a nice pen.
It is a nice
It's a
pen.
nice pen.
You can sometimes be a pen snob, though.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I've got a
This
TWSBI.
This
I've
is a
been using
gorgeous pen.
This is a nice pen.
I know Philip Wang of TWSBI, we had talked a couple times, and I hit him up hard to do a pen like the Kaweco when they came out with was it the Pearlescent?
The pearl, yeah.
The Pearl.
yeah.
I said, you need to do this. And he said he and Sebastian at Kaweco were good friends, and he would never overstep and just blatantly copy that. He said, I need to give that some time until they move on to something else. And I really like that ethic about that. But I like that he's coming out with these marbled, swirly colors and patterns with that different trim, so that it's not just a different color with the same silver trim.
It's got. I didn't notice this before. It's got a metal.
Oh, cool.
A metal logo on the top.
Yeah.
I guess maybe that's always been there, but I mean, I'm not really an Eco guy, but I like this one.
Cool.
Oh, I love my Eco. It's
You
great.
love your Eco?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I have two of them.
I got the jade.
I have transparent blue and white.
Oh, the transparent blue is nice.
And
Okay.
it's gorgeous.
I think I have two. I might have the jade and the Amazonite. I might have one.
You
of
do
them.
have the Amazonite
so-
for sure.
I'm not a huge piston filler fan.
As evidenced by earlier today when we were trying to fill your pen. Now, of course, that was mostly a bottle problem.
Yeah, that was a bottle issue, not a pen
problem.
issue. Only because I'm lazy when it comes to cleaning my pens, and freely admit it. And I find sometimes pistons in general just take more work.
They do
But
take more work, yeah.
I do love a piston because generally they hold more ink, and
Well, we've got the new cleaning method, the
oh, we do.
the Desk Set Emporium 2001
Yeah.
cleaner.
Yep.
So anyway.
All right. Also in the news.
I'll just finish up
Yeah.
on the Serpentine bronze. So that is available. That will be available on the website. In fact, it'll be the first thing you see when you go to the website. If anybody's interested in that, extra fine, medium, broad, and of course 1.1 stubs. We should probably mention the price increase, the TWSBI price increase. There has been a price increase as of, about a week or so ago. And it's just a slight increase in mostly. Are we good?
Yeah,
We're good.
We're good. All
Sorry.
right.
A couple people said that the volume was a little low.
Volume was too low.
Yeah,
All right.
it's a little quiet. So we're trying to adjust it for you guys. So I'm going to turn the gain up just a little bit. Hope that helps.
All right. Well, I mean, we don't want to hear about price increases anyway, so push that microphone all the way back. Most things were only a couple dollars.
Yeah.
So I mean, actually, there were a couple of instances where some pens actually dropped in price by like $1, like 99 cents. So,
Hi, Michael.
so And the other thing to note is that all nib sizes now are the same price. So
Which is nice.
There were some pens like in the 580s where the stub was $5 more or $3 more or whatever. They're all the same price now. So
I like that a lot.
So there is that. So anyway, that's Serpentine bronze. This probably we should have talked about earlier, but
We should have, but we're gonna just mix it up
we're
like
gonna mix it up,
random, like we always do.
So speaking of the website, all new website.
Everything new.
And I will say it is a work in progress. I think we've nailed it down really, really well. We started from zero. We're going to add to it as time and of course money permits. But I do want to give a big, huge shout out to our new web designer and developer, Jeff. He has been fantastic.
Oh my God.
Beyond mind blown every
There
time.
are
Every
no
time.
words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a big, huge thanks to Jeff.
But please understand that this is beyond a work in progress. We're launching it because we just can't wait anymore, and it just needs to start. Our initial focus is going to be on vintage pens because we've been antiquing during our time off, and
I've been fixing them for 7 months now.
Okay, we've got this giant stack of pens that we keep finding in the wild. We need to sell them.
Yeah, they need to leave this house.
And yes, our new condo is much smaller than the old house.
Because there's at least 2 here in front of me that I'm really tempted to say
No.
they're no
You
longer
cannot
for sale.
keep- No.
I could take them off the website before I turn it on.
No, you can't.
No, okay.
Anyway, so we're going to start with vintage pens. We will have a couple consignment lots that are available right away, and there are a
that's
lot
like
of
semi-modern.
right,
Yeah.
absolutely. And we forgot to mention this, so everybody's what I read kind of worried. Repair supplies,
Of course.
absolutely,
Of course.
absolutely. But that's what our initial focus is going to be, partly due to finances. It costs a lot to stock and invest in any one brand or any one model, and we need time to build into.
Well, I mean, we had at any point we probably had between 500 and $750,000 in inventory. And obviously we can't have that.
Right.
We don't have that to start. So
Right.
It'll continue to grow. And if there is anything that you're looking for and you don't see it,
Reach out.
or reach out, send us an email. I'll be happy to see if I can get it.
Well, we are being asked of the stuff that you've got either in the works or already good to go. Any nurse pens, and I know we've got some Schaefer vintage, so I know that that'll be available.
Yeah, definitely some Schaefer vintage. In fact, we're going to talk about it in a little bit here. Esterbrook nurse pens. I don't have, as far as memory serves, I don't have any on the site now. I know I do have about 4 or 5, including matching pencils. Red jewels, black jewels, not the early models, but the later models, the SJ size. So we do have those. Those will be coming at some point, probably in the next month or 2.
But send an email, and then we can have Brian maybe prioritize those or something.
And I also
You're
I jumped
excited
ahead.
about this.
I am. So, and just to keep you interested, I am looking at within the next, well, I won't say not 2025, but I am looking at making a repair tool that is not on the market. Nobody makes it. And primarily I'm making it because I have one and it's starting to age, so I need to make something better. So I've got a really handy repair tool in the works. And there are some supplies that nobody makes that I will be looking into having made for us. So
Do I know about this?
we've talked about it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So, but those will be coming. So we're going to expand further. I've always wanted to do a couple of these things, and we've just never had the time to really get involved with it because the initial setup costs for some of these are pretty outrageous. But there's going to be some new repair stuff coming.
Yep. We've just got to build up to it.
So.
Ink samples, we absolutely will be doing ink samples, but later. Probably maybe late this year, maybe early next year.
Yeah, we could do maybe late this year.
Maybe late this year.
There was just so much set up for everything
yeah.
else. I didn't want to have to deal with trying to figure out, you
Right.
know, the samples. And
We also need to build up the ink stock first, which then goes right into
yeah, so
kind of a funny story.
so yeah, you think it's funny.
No, I don't.
So we decided, of course, if you've ever listened to me talk about vintage pens, what ink should I use in my vintage pen? The first response is there are 3 good options for vintage pens, for ink to use in vintage pens. The first one's Waterman, the second one is Waterman, and the third one is Waterman. And so, because I always recommend that, I decided, you know what, I'm going to put that as an option on all of the vintage pens. And when the site launches, there are like somewhere in excess of 500 different vintage pens and consignment pens. So on all the vintage pens, I put that as an option. Black, blue, blue, black.
Right.
Ordered my Waterman ink like 2 months ago.
Big order.
Big order. And they had exactly 0 bottles of it. And because of the way the website worked, they changed formats. And it literally took me 3 days because I had to manually add those onto every one of those 500 products. And I did that, and now we don't have the ink. So Waterman ink is coming. I mean, we have the other colors. We just don't have black, blue, or blue, black. We got the purple, we've got the red, we've got the green, and whatnot.
Well, part of it is that the distributor of Waterman is Sanford Newell, and they only sell direct to companies.
That's the owner.
Well, yeah, but they only sell direct to companies who do over $100,000. So the big box stores. So years ago, they set up a junior distributorship through Farney's, and so then Farney's has now been bought by Retro 51, which is now taking over that distributorship, but they're still building up their stock.
Building up their stock.
So when we were ordering from this new distributorship through Retro, and we're excited about that change very much. Cat feeder. It didn't occur to us that they wouldn't.
I didn't think they wouldn't have it. Yeah. Well, I mean, they moved.
Sorry.
They moved from the distributor moved from DC to Texas, right?
Right.
Yeah, and I just figured that of all the things they would have ink,
Black,
and
blue, and blue,
cartridges,
black.
and they would have. Nope. It's been 2 months and they still don't have it.
Yeah.
So anyway, that is coming,
Yes.
for sure. And you know, as soon as we can get it, we will have it.
Yeah,
So, and
trust me.
it was
We
a pretty healthy order too,
Yeah.
because I use it every day. If you watch me on Twitch, I have a bottle of Waterman Black. I use that to test with, and it's just so good. So
The ink comparison tool. We've had many people ask about that. That will come back. It does need to be completely reimagined and completely rebuilt. That is not this year.
Unfortunately, it's a ton of work. If we can somehow convince our new web developer to work on it,
He could get it done in 3 days.
he'd probably get it done in 3 days.
But that is on the radar. Absolutely yes, but that is not going to be yet this year.
Yeah.
We also have to rebuild all of the ink levels again and redo all the swatches.
Yeah.
But it is definitely that's a good winter project to swatch all that when there's a blizzard. We will be doing free U.S. shipping over $59. We will be personally shipping 6 days a week as the mail pickup permits. We're still working with the local mail people to make sure that they
Still
know
got to get that part ironed out a little bit, but
that they know to pick up buckets of stuff every day. Brian and I will be packing orders 6 or 7 days a week. So
probably close to 7 days. I just can't imagine I'm not going to want to do it on Sundays.
yeah, so that Monday isn't quite so bad.
Monday's not so bad because Mondays were always like, I mean, it was nice to have Sunday off, but Mondays were always nutso.
Yeah.
Just completely nuts. And if we could get some stuff done on Sundays
When we're both home.
when we're both home, Monday wouldn't be so bad. I could still stream on Twitch, which would be ideal.
We will be working hard to get your orders out as fast as we can.
Yeah.
Also new on the website, Stripe is a new payment option.
So I'll talk about this real quick.
Because I know nothing about it.
So yeah, so like the second option that you'll see will be Stripe with Link. So if you're familiar with Stripe or you have used Link before, it is a pretty cool payment option. It's a processor. Essentially, they'll send you a text or a code, and then you can punch it in, and then boom, it's done. So it's well, we're gonna try it. We're gonna see how it works, but that's an option. And then we've got, of course, the usual suspects: Google Pay, Apple Pay, Amazon Pay, and all that stuff. So
Right.
and I guess I'll take the next one too.
Yep.
We've also changed. So in the past, we've had pen sack kits and J-bar and pressure bar kits, and then like the snorkel repair kit and the PFM kit. And sometimes we'd have to go assemble these kits, and sometimes we wouldn't get around to doing it, and they would be out of stock. So and we wouldn't even know they were out of stock because we were busy doing other things, and then people would email, hey, do you have it? So I've changed the way that works. So now they'll never be out of stock. As long as we have the items in the kit, you'll always be able to buy them. So this is going to make it much more convenient for everybody involved, us included. And if you can put it in the cart and it lets you check out, we got it. So
Cool.
So that for me, that was a cool addition when I figured out how to make that work.
Yeah. So it's been a few months of Brian agonizing over a lot of these things, and our designer Jeff is amazing, and so we just really are excited to just launch it. Maybe find a couple little quirks, and then just.
I don't want to find any quirks.
Well, I don't
think we found
either.
all the quirks. No more quirks.
But we just want to get it going. So let's shift gears a little.
Vintage pens.
And let you
Focus. All right. So I just noticed this is not 6 pens.
You're right.
So we said we're gonna pick 6 pens. We were gonna pick 6 vintage pens to talk about this week. Lindsay was over earlier this week. I think it was Tuesday. We shot a little bit of some B-roll for it, and I said, well, here are 6 pens. I got a nice tray, and I pulled 6 pens, but I didn't pull 6 pens. My math is bad. There are 7.
So this, folks, is why I do the bookkeeping.
You do the bookkeeping. Good.
Because they
Good.
can't count.
Well, it was really hard. So like I said, we've got like 500 and plus. Now, we don't have everything up, but I think there's 585 vintage and consignment pens, of which I think we're probably, what would you say, Linz? We've got about another 30 that you haven't done, 30 or 40?
Between 20 and 40, somewhere in there.
Okay, so we've got like at least 525 pens on the website. I'm supposed to pick 6 that are outstanding.
Choose
so
wisely.
It's really hard. So the first one, maybe my favorite. I don't know. Maybe not. It's scarce. And this is a Pilot L100. And what makes this special, and it's a standard black with gold cap. It is, and I think there's a picture of this one.
Yes.
It has a factory Falcon nib. Now this guy is from 1964, and on top of it having a factory Falcon nib, it's a switch filler, which is wickedly cool. And the switch filler actually works, because most of the time you find the switch filler does not work. And we will have, at some point, we're going to have a video we're going to put up. I'm going to show you how to use a switch filler. So if you've never seen one, they're pretty cool. But this is cool. It's got a factory Falcon nib. It's got the cutouts on the side, so it is somewhat flexible. And Paul, if you're listening, this is the pen we spoke about. So we do have somebody who's got his eye on this pen, so maybe his trigger finger is going to need to be the fastest. But it is pretty cool.
We are being asked, what is a switch filler?
Okay, so a switch filler.
Thank you, Mike.
A switch filler, so I'll take the barrel off. It's got this little tube on it, and then there's a little button on the end. Now, this pen can be filled 2 different ways. Probably the easiest way to do it is you flip this little button. In this case, it's kind of a sage green, but they come in other colors. You literally just flip it up.
Funky.
Which there's a latex sack in here. Flipping it up compresses the sack. There's a bar. Presses the bar against the sack, compresses the sack, forces the air out. Flipping it back sucks the ink in. And it's really kind of a one-stroke operation. You can do it multiple times, but it compresses the sack along the length of the tube here fairly evenly, so that you only need to do it once. So it's like a switch. Flip it down, flip it back up, boom, you're done.
And we'll have a video soon.
Yeah, we've got a video of this because we don't have these very often, because usually when I get switch fillers, number one, they're very hard to repair because the way it's designed, the sack actually sits quite deep within the section. It's almost impossible. It's not impossible, but it's almost impossible to get in there. And originally, Pilot never used shellac to seal the sack. So it's a very, very strange filling system. But that's one of my favorites. That'll be on the website. Next up, this guy that we found on one of our trips.
Oh, I remember this.
I almost had a panic attack when I saw this. This is an emerald green Parker Vacuumatic, oversized, double jewel lockdown filler. We've got striped jewels. We've got a striped section. We've got a two-tone nib. It ticks all the boxes.
For someone to buy.
It's got a decent, the barrel transparency is a little bit ambered, but you can see through it. I can see through it right now. I mean, I can see the breather tube. It's really super cool. We saw this, and the shop we were at, we ended up actually buying
quite a bit.
I was 20, 30 pens. I mean, we literally had a pile on the counter. We just kept
pretty
throwing
crazy.
pile. And there was one case that had a bunch of pens, and like everything in there was overpriced. And then there was this guy sitting there, and it was like the right price. And I said, that one, please. And so, but if you've never seen oversized, this is the largest size they made in the double jewel series. I forget the year on this one, 30 something. But anyway, it's in the description. But yeah, so we found an oversized. It's phenomenal. I mean, like, I have used, and this one will take the oversized vac diaphragm. And to be honest, I have had to use an oversized vac diaphragm three times now in my life. In 27 years, I've had to use 3 of them, and this is one of them. So that's pretty cool. Next up, another double jewel Vacuumatic. This one in the burgundy pearl. We've got black jewels. The bottom jewel is striped, but this is a Speedline Vacuumatic. This is a long major, so really super nice. Single tone nib, black section, but really a really nice burgundy pearl vac. It's really, really pretty. I love double jewel vacs. If I was going to collect, I'm not going to do it, so don't worry. But if I were going to collect vacs, they would all be double jewel. I just love them so much. The next pen here actually was a funny story. We rescued this one. This is a Parker 75, sterling silver, Ciselé, and we rescued this one. And when I got it, it was.
Was that in that big case?
It was.
Got all the bad
it was
pens?
in the big case with all the bad pens,
Oh
and
my
somebody
gosh.
had fancied themselves a restorer, and they had actually put a Parker 21 clutch ring or a clutch inside the cap, which obviously, if you don't know anything about it, you can pretty much figure out it didn't work. It sort of worked, but it didn't work. So I had to, we replaced the clutch ring, we fixed it up. But a 75 in Ciselé, it's classic. It's beautiful.
We did take the business card from the owner of all the pens in that case so that we would remember who to not buy pens from, because every pen we bought
Crag. I mean, and sometimes you all know when you're
in the wild.
you're in the wild, and then you have them open up a case, and you got the guy standing there, and he's like,
Come on,
come on, are you done? Do you have? I mean,
Right.
but there were like hundreds of pens, and I had to look at every one of them. So anyway, 75. I do love the 75. This is a little bit later model 75. As evidenced by the clip, but it's really, really nice. Very nice pen. Next up, this is one of the 2 that I do really, really like out of this 6. So maybe if I kept this, there would be 6 left. You don't often see.
That's great color.
This is really nice color. This is a Parker. Now, most of you folks, if you know anything, are going to say, oh, that's a dual fold. It is not a dual fold.
Looks like a dual fold.
It looks like a dual fold. This is a pre-dual fold Lucky Curve. So when the Parker Jade came out, they didn't call it dual fold. They weren't sure how it was going to react, so they left the dual fold name off the barrel. The barrel imprint just says Lucky Curve, but this color is outstanding. It's very good. And to make matters even better,
Okay.
factory broad stub. This is
a big ass
a really a great pen. Nice color. We blackened up the ends. I mean, it's stunning. It's really stunning.
Great color.
It's very
Often, jade pens jade and like the black and pearl always seem to darken.
They get brown. Yeah.
Now-
This is nice.
We're gonna totally go off script for a second. There is a brand of pen called Carter's that like is one of the few vintage pens that had great color that stayed. I don't know what it is that they did differently,
Yeah,
but
Carter's
some of the
did all right,
Carters, like the whites and the ivories, didn't really darken. So I don't know what it is that they did.
Different materials for sure. Yeah.
All right, what you got?
Next up, this one is actually very interesting. This is the other one that I would keep if whatever.
Lisa let you.
If Lisa let me, I might keep this one, and for two reasons. So this is the Schaefer Ebonite Balance in Ebonite Pearl. So essentially, Rodden before they really called it Rodden, right?
Big chunks.
Really nice big chunks. It's stunning. It's the full size. It's not the oversize, but nice lifetime pen. But so it's just nice. But it has a really cool barrel imprint.
Oh,
So this one has a 3-line imprint
nice.
for what essentially amounts to, if I remember correctly, a shoe store.
What?
A shoe store in Milwaukee. Now, why is that interesting? It's interesting because
Well, you like imprints.
I like imprints. This actually has the full address on here.
Oh, fun.
330 West Wisconsin Avenue, Milwaukee. So what's interesting about this shoe store, if you look up this shoe store, back in the 30s, they were one of the first shoe stores in the country to use this bizarre technique that I have never heard of before, where they'd fit you by using X-rays.
Oh.
They had an X-ray machine in their store where you'd put your feet in, and then they would X-ray your feet.
Was that safe?
It was absolutely not safe. It was absolutely not safe. But so it's got the imprint for that company
Wow.
on the barrel. It's just fun. It's just a fun little story because and it's Ebonite Pearl, so I love it.
Right.
And last but not least,
Number 7.
number 7. This is
This is the bonus
6.1. This is the bonus one. 51 Vacuumatic. Beautiful gold lined cap, gold filled line cap. It's just really nice. I am not the hugest of 51 collectors. I like them. I don't go nuts though like some, because with the 51 you've got a few colors and then you've got like a million different combinations with caps and things. But this has the really nice lined cap where they're very close together. It is quite stunning. It's a very nice cap. No dings. Nice blue diamond. Nice jewel. Vacuumatic filling, so it holds a ton. I just love it. It's really a classy looking pen. And if you've ever wanted and if I'm going to collect 51s, they're going to be with gold caps because it's just such a perfect. It's really a perfect pen.
If you were.
If I were,
Okay.
if I were.
So somebody chimed in and said fluoroscopes, I guess is the name of.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, fluoroscope. Yeah,
So you'd go and they'd X-ray your.
they would
foot.
X-ray your feet,
How
and
weird.
apparently there was.
How big was that?
I've seen pictures. It was about like this big.
That's huge.
And tall, and then apparently what they would do is they would have brands of shoes that they would really just try to sell. Oh, well, your feet are cramped. You need to get these shoes, and not really. I mean, it was really just kind of
Right.
more of a sales technique than anything else.
Interesting.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
So check it out. It's a pretty bizarre and crazy story. And in fact, if you look up the name of this company, they're like, can't remember if they were the first or they were definitely one of the first in the country to have it, and they were in Milwaukee, here in Wisconsin. So,
All right.
what do we got next? Tales from the Bench.
Tales from the bench.
Okay, so on Twitch, some days it's just your standard. We're going to repair these pens. Sometimes
Or
it's
polishing pens.
polishing
or-
pens or whatnot. Last week we had I guess I was in a weak moment. I don't know. One of my buddies is constantly niggling me to do this, and he wasn't feeling well. Unfortunately,
It's a good thing I love him.
yeah,
Because there's a whole lot of desk-based stuff going on.
and so we were talking about desk sets, and so I have in front of me because somebody asked, and I actually had this on the table before you asked. I have an Esterbrook 444, so this is a dipless set, and is one of my personal favorite desk sets ever is with the Esterbrook dipless. They came in all sorts of different varieties, but anyway, so you've got your pen, no filling system. It literally is a dip pen, but it uses the standard Esterbrook renew point, so it's got a feed. And so what it does is you fill this well up with about an ounce. I think it holds an ounce of ink, and then you put this down, and then it sits in there, and the pen is perpetually soaked in ink. And so how that works?
Or you're not going to open that.
Well, no, I'm not gonna. Oh, I could. Yeah, I can open it.
No.
Well, because there's
I have the worst luck with that. Okay.
a washer in there to
I
keep
know
it in there.
there is.
So on the bottom, there is a little piece here that has slits in it, and what that does is that sits down at the bottom of the well, and it draws the ink up. And then inside, if you pull this off, and you can't really see this, I don't think. Inside there are these little rods, and what they do is they prevent capillary action to draw the ink up, and then there's a large amount of surface area around the rods to keep the ink in there, and then your pen essentially ends up being touching in the rod, so it's always wet. If you didn't have them in there, then it would dry out almost immediately.
Think of them like little pencil leads.
Yeah, they're like little. They're tiny. They're tiny.
Very tiny pencil leads.
And but in order to clean this out, you have to take these out, because sometimes people used, just like with fountain pens, they use any number of bad inks, or they let it sit, or they didn't flush it out between changing colors or whatnot. So you kind of have to take them out, and at least what I do is I rub them on a piece of paper, and then that kind of, after I soak it, it kind of gets anything off. But my buddy David is constantly hounding me to count them, and we counted them once, and I forget what the number was the first time around, and I did a couple more, and I didn't count them because there's a lot in there. So he wasn't feeling well the other day. I said, okay, well, here's what we're gonna do. I've got two, and I actually got two from him, and
Thanks.
I was cleaning them out, and I said, well, I got to take them out anyway. Let's count them. Let's see how many rods are in there. And actually, I was shocked at the large discrepancy between the two.
Okay.
So the first one came in at 168, which I think was about on par with the last one I did, and I've got a video of it somewhere. And the second one came in at 151. So I mean, but anyway, it was just kind of a fun little project.
I have a funny story about those.
You do?
Yep. Back in Tampa, back in
Get this back together.
the late 90s, I had one.
There we go.
We had a patio on the back of our house in Tampa, and it had a sink. And
There was a sink?
Big sink and a
I don't
big
remember a sink.
I don't
cabinet.
remember that either.
I remember a
Yeah,
table.
cabinet, I guess I might not have seen it.
Yeah, and it had a sink.
Okay.
And so I would do my pen repair and stuff out there. I had my ultrasonic out there, little, not like we have. And, in Tampa, it's nice most of the time, so I could do my pen stuff out there, and then I could close the door, and the kids, when they were little, couldn't go out there. And so I had one of these, took it apart, all the rods went flying.
I mean,
Had to put it
It would
in-
take a lot to do that, though, because
I am
there's a metal
so
washer.
uncoordinated.
There's a metal washer that holds them in place.
It could have been gone. It could have been
Maybe it
missing.
was gone. Okay,
But
all right,
yeah,
all right.
so the
Well,
little
I'll
rods
give it
went
to you.
flying. So I'm on this brown and black and cream checkered flecked carpet with interested cats trying to pick up all of these rods. I have no idea if I picked them all up.
Well,
But yeah, mine went flying.
went
So
flying.
that's
So
why
we-
when
so
you
we-
were
we
going
have
to
no
open
idea,
this,
yeah.
I have no
No,
idea. how
I
many-
lost one the other day, so there's actually only 150 in this one because I lost one. But,
Okay, nice. All right, and so you do all sorts of different things on the bench.
we do all sorts of different things on
Cool.
the bench, and so yeah. So
All right,
tune in.
moving on.
We got some pro tips.
All right.
All right, so this week I want to talk about something that I'm willing to bet a lot of people don't know. So, and I'm going to talk about Parker 51 Vacuumatics.
Okay.
So, of course, there are two main kinds. There's actually 3 kinds of Parker 51s.
Aerometric.
Aerometric, right?
Got it.
Yep.
That's one I
aerometric.
like.
Okay.
Vacuumatic.
Vacuumatic, right. What's the third one?
Apparently it's a vac.
No.
I don't know.
Well, vac and vacuumatic are the same thing.
Well, apparently they're not.
There is. Well, that's that. Okay, we'll get to that. No, the third type, if we're going to be really nitpicky, there actually was a cartridge converter cartridge Parker 51. It's exceptionally rare. You'll never find it. But if we want to be picky, there were 3. But anyway, there's 2 main kinds that you are going to find. They're the aerometric, which has the squeeze fill, which is beautiful, and then there's the vacuumatic. So, but here's the thing. So since I happen to have a vacuumatic here, 51 vacuumatic, these fill. There is the Parker Police right there. So this has the same filling system as your later Parker Vacuumatics. It's got the plastic plunger rod, but they fill differently. They fill by pressing the button, but there is one major difference in how you fill the 51 vac. And we actually have 2 videos that feature this that are up right now. So we have got how to fill the Parker 51 and then how to fill the Vacuumatic. We talk about this. On the last stroke, because of the way the 51 is designed here, we've got a collector which essentially is a 360-degree feed around the nib. On the last depression of the plunger in the bottle, you keep it down and then you pull it out of the ink and release it.
Oh.
And I bet a lot of people don't know that because they may have had a Vacuumatic and then they get a 51 vac and they do that. Well, if you don't do that, what is likely to happen is when you release the plunger after you pull it out, it sucks the excess ink that's in the collector into the barrel. If you don't do that, it stays there and you're going to end up with a blob of ink on your page. So it's important to do that. I mean, you might get lucky if you don't do it that way, but it's just an easy thing to remember. On the 51 vacs, keep that button down, pull it out, let go, wipe it off. You're good to go.
Cool.
So that's my quick tip for the week.
All right. Let's talk pen adventures. So,
well, should we start with how this happened?
Okay.
So I'm texting a friend, and I'm asking him about a part because I had seen him in St. Louis, and I said, "Hey, listen, do you have? I needed a jewel for a Vacuumatic." And he says, "Send me a message when you get home." Great. So I sent him a message. I'm like, "Hey, do you have this part?" And we start chatting as we often do, and I happened to mention him. I said, I'm almost out of Estabrooks. I've been repairing so many this year that we found, and I don't have any left. And he says, "Well, it's your lucky day."
Which, in my mind, always means dollar signs.
Well, yeah, it sure does.
Yeah.
And he had just that morning finished compiling
A collection.
A collection of Estabrooks.
And now, keeping in mind that we have started from zero, financially, stock-wise, I mean, nothing. So it's just whatever we've, bought along the way, whatever, my paycheck has afforded us. So of course we're thinking, we're never going to be able to afford this.
Yeah, because we kind of knew what the number was.
We knew what our number was.
Well, we knew the number of pens.
Oh, yes.
Yes. 400.
Yeah.
And so we're like, well, it has to be X. If it's anything over X, there is absolutely no way. I mean, it's not going to work.
Right.
He says, "I'll send you pictures later tonight." Tonight, he sends pictures. I look at them, I go, okay. And it's all really pretty good quality user grade. Or not necessarily user grade, but it's user... I don't really mean that. I mean,
there's nothing...
There's nothing super rare.
Museum quality.
There's no twist fillers. There's no Visu Masters. Right. There's no Relief 314s. I mean, it's all... Standard good
beautiful
stuff.
Yep.
Good stuff. Easily movable.
And of course, we're even more excited, but thinking there's just no way. So he names the price, and we're like,
which
the number
was the number that we
like,
needed.
no way. And
Actually,
we never told him.
It was a smidge lower than what our number was.
We never said, well, we could do X.
Yeah.
We're like, well,
Yeah.
you know, what are you looking for? And we thought, and right on the nose. So we said yes. And then we got to thinking about it. And it's a lot of pens.
It's a lot of pens. I mean, 400
And
pens is a lot. Well, so it was 400, give or take. Plus, it was these bags of parts. Now, they had nicely separated,
Colors.
And Esterbrook came in 6 colors, generally speaking, most of the time. So there were 6 bags of parts.
And so, you know, sandwich baggies. Or
quart,
maybe
quart-sized
quart-sized
baggies is what it looked like.
So the more we thought about it, we're like, oh my gosh, it's going to take forever for him.
Forever. And there was a display case.
Yes, a tray.
It's a display tray, yeah.
Yes, that Brian was like, I have only
have
if
it.
it comes with the tray.
I told him, I said,
Dude.
I'm only doing it if it comes with the tray. I mean,
So
I'll take this deal if I don't get that tray.
We're getting ready to send the money, and then we're like, well, how long is this going to take? Because it's a lot to pack up.
It would take me 2 weeks.
To pack it all up safely, I mean, you're going to use a ton of bubble wrap and paper, and you're going to need a big box.
Massive.
And it's it was within driving distance, a full day, but
7 hours.
so
Yeah.
I woke up one morning, and I was the next day, and I woke up Brian. I was getting ready for work, and I said,
And it was like a Wednesday. Was it a Wednesday
a
or
Wednesday.
Thursday?
Thursday.
Yeah.
And I said, I just spoke to the wife, and we're going to drive down there tomorrow. We're going to bring them cash. They're going to be happy. We're going to pick it up. They don't have to go through all their shipping material. Neither side has to worry about sending this very expensive, because it would have been,
cost less in gas than it did to ship.
Yeah,
Would have
yeah.
been legitimately would have been to ship it.
and we both get immediate gratification.
Yeah.
So that very next day, we got up at 5 a.m. We're on the road by like 6.
Yeah.
We call when we're on the way, just so they had a better idea of an ETA. We got there. We're not going to talk about
I'm not
that.
gonna talk about
We got there. We had lunch. We got to see their new place.
it. It was
everything
lovely. It was really lovely. It was
we
a
had a
really cool
lovely
trip.
time.
It was a very cool trip.
And then while we were there, we decided that there's a biggish city sort of near them, and we were going to go there and do a couple antique malls.
Yeah, I mean, as long as we're there,
We're on the
we've
way,
already
and it's
driven there.
on the way home.
I'm never going there again,
Right.
likely, you know.
So we stop at one, not even worthy of being called an antique mall. Stopped at another.
I don't think we were there 5 minutes.
Yeah, that one.
It was like in, out,
Yeah.
see ya.
Nothing at either place. And then we've been married 15 years. I know Brian pretty well. It's this giant box full of trays of pens.
I'm going to be miserable.
And the bags are not
They're not.
quart
Oh yeah,
size.
they're not.
They're gallon.
They're gallon bags
and they
of
are
pens.
half full.
And so he tells me, he says, well, yeah, he says, well, they're about 50% are actually complete pens in there. I didn't get around to taking them
putting
out.
them in trays. So I looked at Brian and I said, I just looked at him. And he was looking at me and I said, yes.
We've done this deal before. We've done this before, and I'm up in the front and I'm reaching back
And Brian's hurt his shoulder, so I'm like, yes, you can sit in the back with the box. You can sort through it our way. And so
How long was I back there? Like 4 hours?
from Kokomo, Indiana to
Like
the
from
Lake
5
Forest
hours, 4 hours?
Oasis.
At least 4 hours. It flew by like
It flew
that.
by. And of course, just like when we went to Dallas that one time, Easter weekend, Brian's like, oh my God, you got to see this. Like, I'm driving.
Well,
And then
we had trays. So we
Yeah.
brought our own trays, and the box was massive. I mean, it's a big box and
Yeah.
heavy. And
So he's got trays on his lap and on the car seat next to him and in the box. And oh my gosh, we actually found a very rare.
well,
So anyway,
yeah.
so we're driving. I'm driving, and Brian's just giddy like a schoolboy in the back with all his pens. And then we get to the Lake Forest Oasis on the way home, and it was time. It was getting a little dark. It was getting time to
I couldn't
stop
see.
at the rest area, get a drink, use the restroom. And Brian says, "Well, can you get the door for me?" And I'm thinking, you can't open the door yourself. And then he holds up his hands.
Well,
And they're black.
Well, so I had gone through. So we had nicely organized the pens. They were nicely organized in
Yes.
their trays, and we transferred them into our trays. And so I had all the reds and all the pastels were all together. So I went through and I examined every single pen, imprint, checked for cracks. And I actually, if you watch me on Twitch, I've got a roll of green painter's tape, and I mark it. If there's a pen that's got a crack, I mark it because I don't want to forget it, and I don't want to get excited. Oh, well, what is this doing here? And then, waste 30 minutes until I realize that something's wrong with it. So I'm marking pens that are bad or marking pens that are interesting. And I go through all the trays, get them somewhat a little bit organized, and then it's time to go through these gallon bags, which they're sorted by color. So now I've got them. There's caps and there's barrels, and I'm actually able to make
Oh, it was crazy. Like another 80 pens?
80 or 90 pens just out of those bags. And I'm not actually done, but I got so fried going for and literally I took a picture. I don't think I have it anymore, but I literally had bags of pens at my feet because I didn't know where else.
footrest.
I didn't know where else to put this stuff.
Yeah.
It was everywhere.
Trays here, trays there. Brian, the big box.
And the box took up most of the back seat.
Yeah.
Took
up one half of.
Yeah, it was like one seating area.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So I got bags down there, but yeah, we got.
So I was driving, just letting him have a good time, and exclamations, "Oh my gosh!" or I just made 4 more pens, or
Yeah.
"Oh my gosh, this is a great nib," or whatever.
Thank goodness we brought extra trays. But
Yes. So we did find there was an entire big bag of desk pens. Oh my gosh! Yeah, somebody was very excited
Very
about
excited.
that.
Very excited.
One Waterman pencil.
Which ironically was the same color pencil that I once gave to you the first time I met you at a pen show in 2003.
Because I had the matching pen.
I think you had the matching. I don't know. I was just starstruck, and
Oh, please.
I didn't know what to do, so I just gave you this pencil. I was crazy.
That's weird.
I
know.
I knew back then.
I know. And then we found a rare color. Is it a prototype? It's not faded or discolored.
So keep in mind, I was sent the pictures, and they were decent pictures. I mean, when you're trying to shoot 400 pens, it's like, tray. And you go through, and we were on a way, and we were actually, had more time to kind of zoom in and take a look. And
the whole way.
I spotted a couple of very interesting pens, but I didn't see this pen. And we were kind of like, okay, well, I never got an answer as far as, do they all have nibs? Because if I buy 400 pens and they don't have nibs, I'm going to be honked off.
Right.
I'm going to be honked off because coming up with 400 nibs is no easy chore. Turns out they all had nibs, but we walked in, and because, we were 98% sure that this deal was going to take place, but we just wanted to be able to see them first. Right. We walk in, there's a tray of pens of A101s and CA101s, which are the cartridge. They're plastic, they're cartridge, they're all threaded.
And they're usually in the pastel colors, like an orange. There's like a pale green, a light blue. There's a gray.
There is a black.
There's a black.
And I looked down, and this is like it happened to be at the corner of the table where I was standing. I looked down
right to it,
and I went, "Oh boy, burgundy."
They didn't make a burgundy.
They didn't make a burgundy CA101. Not at all. Never seen one. Never heard anybody talk about one.
Yep. So
there it was, and it's not discolored because you can take the section off and you can see the section nipple is the same color.
And sometimes
I'm
when
like,
pens...
deal. Here you go. Here's the money. Give me that.
Don't change your mind. Sometimes when pens have been sitting like in an old stationery store back in the day, they could get discolored from the sunlight. And like half of like the top half or the side half of a pen would be a different color. This was completely
this is
the
a
same
burgundy.
color
This is a
everywhere.
burgundy.
It was amazing.
Never seen one ever. I mean, and unfortunately, it's, I guess, as far as rare colors go, it's got to be in like one of the cheapest models ever.
Yeah.
But at least it is a decent pen. I mean, it could have been on a worse. It could have, if it was like a CX100, I wouldn't be nearly as excited. But on a
It's
CA101 is a super cool.
So
cool
we
pen.
went to pick up about 400 pens, brought back over 500
Yeah,
pens.
yeah.
Brian was in the back seat for hours,
It was fun.
so
That was
excited.
so fun.
and it
I
was
didn't go through all of the pens
I
in that
know.
entire time. I couldn't. I got through there were like three or four bags left that I couldn't get through in like 5 hours.
well, and then Brian moved to the front seat and was trying to did you pull a bag or a tray at a time and was trying to go through them, but then it got to be too
It's
dark.
so dark,
And so we
Because
finally stopped.
at that point, I was trying to match up. If you've collected Escher books at all, like in the J series, there are different shades of green, there are different shades of red, there are absolutely different shades of brown, and green. Oh my! Don't even get me started. But you want the cap and the barrel to match. Sometimes they left the factory in mismatched shape. I have proof of that. I've seen proof of that. But you want them to be the same, and also the patterning needs to be right. So it's really hard sometimes to match them up. And when there's no light, it was just
So Brian was really frustrated when he had to get up front, move into the front seat, and stop playing with pens.
Well, at that point, it was only like 2.5 hours to go to home. So I mean, it was all right,
But
anyway.
that was a fun adventure,
So
and we believe that is the largest collection of pens we've ever picked up at one time.
I'm certain of it.
There was another adventure we can talk about another time where we bought pens basically by the pound.
Oh
Yeah, for your birthday one.
Yeah, it was
year.
for my birthday. Yeah.
But
we have picture evidence of that. Yeah, it was 45 pounds.
Yeah, on
45?
scaffolds, on the sawhorses and boards out by the fire pit. Yeah. So anyway, that was a recent pen adventure.
All right.
And so what does that tell you? That tells you, number one, we're crazy.
We're back.
Number two, we're back.
Like you have to start the store now,
Yeah.
Brian.
The
You have to
website.
turn the website on.
Yeah. Yes, because we need to sell these things.
So I'm actually starting to work through those on Twitch right
Yes.
now. And so we're going to start going through some of those pens. And there's some really, really pretty interesting things in there.
Yeah.
So.
So,
Lots of pastels, actually. So if you collect the pastel series, there's lots of those. There are actually a fair number of pencils, every color from dollar pen, from 1931 all the way to 1970.
But what's on the site now are pens that we have been finding while we've been antiquing, and we have been having a blast.
I'm having very good luck. Very, very good luck.
Going all over the Midwest. A couple times we've done overnights, which we'd never been able to do before. When we had the store, and so this
Never been fully skunked yet. So we were worried on one trip.
my gosh.
We were worried on one trip. The first day we got up at like 5 or whatever. We left it by 5:45, 5:30. And in that whole day, I don't think we spent $15 on like it was a $2 pencil. It was like, I'm gonna buy, if it's a pencil, I'm gonna buy it. I don't do pencils, but
if it's working.
I mean, we're gonna spend $100 in gas. I need to get something back,
right. But
And then the last day we went into this nothing of a town, and we ended up hitting the jackpot.
Yeah.
So.
But anyway, so that was our big pen adventure that we're going to share for this week. We'll have to come up with some other good ones soon.
Should we?
We're about it.
I think we're getting near the end here. I think we've
Okay.
yammered on
Yep,
long
sorry,
enough. Probably.
clearly.
They're like, come on, let's go.
Get to the main thing. So thank you for tuning in today. Be sure to please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. We will see you again next week when we do this all over again. Please check out our new social media platforms as Cardinal Pens. And Instagram, by the way, is Cardinal Pens and Paper. Look for the birds. Look for the logo.
Interestingly enough, real short story on that. When I went to secure all the social media, there actually is an Instagram account called Cardinal Pens.
Not ours.
It has like 1 follower, and it actually does link to cardinalpens.com, which is hilarious.
That's awesome.
Which is awesome. There was one picture of like, I don't know, it's a Schaefer nib or something like that. Clearly, nothing has been going on that forever. So yeah, it's Cardinal Pens and Paper. Just look for the birds, and that'll be us.
Yep. So now, without further ado, we are going to launch the website. So
Exciting.
go.
Am I gonna go?
Yep.
Hit the button.
Please be gentle with comments and critiques. If you find any errors or if there's an issue, please definitely reach out. I mean, we're literally launching it now. Brian did have some testers help go through some things. So
Why is it not coming up?
Oh no.
I'm refreshing my phone actively.
There
There it is.
So
Is it there?
We got it.
it should be live.
Why
But
is it not coming up?
I have it on my phone at least, so.
But just be gentle with any critiques or errors that you find. But do tell us, please, and have fun.
Have fun.
So anyway,
Cool.
thank you. We'll see you next week.
All right. Take care.
Bye.